And as far as debates are concerned, believe me, all the commentators have done lot of debates. We need to only study, that's all. They have reduced our work. Tileshu tailavat vede vedantaha supratishtaha. Like in a sesame seed, til, you are all aware of til. Sesame seed, all are aware of that. Til ka tel. Like the oil is all prevalent, means it is spread all over that seed. Similarly, Vedanta is spread all over Vedas. This is one. So just now I told you that Vedanta is the end portion of Vedas. So Vedanta's, another group of people will say, no, it is not true. Vedanta is not only in the end portion, it is pervading all the Vedas. Entire Vedas is nothing but Vedanta. And that can be true also because many Upanishads are not in the Aranyaka portion. Some Upanishads are from the Brahmana portion. Some Upanishads are from the other portions. Like Ishavasya Upanishad is from the Brahmana portion. This is found in Muktiko Upanishad. Any questions up to now? Because now I will tell you some stories if I have time. Yeah, some time is there.
This is my first time I came here.
Oh. Don't worry, most of us are like that. Every time our this thing erased. Read only memory.
Purana and Upanishad.
Purana and Upanishads. We have not covered that. Purana is non-Vedic text. It is not in the Vedas. Puranas are like novels.
Like novels, but
Upanishads are...
Purana both are written by Vedavyas.
No. Vedavyas did not write Upanishads. What he got, he simply classified. He classified the Vedas. Puranas were written by him. So novels.
So
they are stories basically.
They are different.
Puranas are stories. The word Pura means old.
And Upanishad means?
Upanishad means the final part of Vedas.
They are saying how to live life.
Philosophy.
Then another question. Initially you have mentioned Apurusheya.
Apaurushaya, yes.
Apurusheya.
Yes.
Actually, Vedas were written by Vedavyas.
No, they were not written by Vedavyas. You have got it wrong. They were only classified. Whatever he got knowledge, he classified them. The Vedas were not written by anybody.
Then how he got knowledge?
That's what we talked about. It was revealed to them. Vedas are revealed knowledge.
But
like gravitational force.
all the knowledge.
Like gravitational force.
Okay, all the knowledge came from God.
Yes.
Then God is
not a person.
God is not a person. How?
God is not a person.
Vishnu is a person, Ram is a person.
No, that is your conception of God. So Swami Vivekananda says that if a pig had to have a conception of God, it will be a big pig. Swami Vivekananda says that is. So our conception of God is what? He has got 8 hands. See?
No, 4 hands.
4. Your work is finished with 4 hands. But if you see Durga, she has got Ashtabhuja. Why? Because homemaker's work requires 8 hands. Okay? All these homemakers. Dashabhuja, Ashtabhuja, Dashabhuja. So you need...
So is it necessary to take Diksha in order to become a mantra?
No, it depends on the person who will show you the mantra. You see, Ramana Maharshi did not take Diksha. The problem is, you see, let us not consider ourselves great people. Let us consider ourselves ordinary people. If you go through the history of spiritual people, you will find examples very rarely like of Ramana Maharshi who did not take Diksha. Most of the people had a guru. So let us be ordinary and think that we need a guru. This is a very common question. Most of the people say, Amar Dwarka nahi ho sab. I don't need guru. I can myself attain God. How can you attain? You can't even attain a proper job. So that is one thing. Technically you don't need a guru. Because, no, that is the answer to your question. Technically you don't need a guru because guru is not coming from outside. Knowledge is coming from inside. So technically you don't need a guru. But practically we see that guru is necessary.
There are 5 kinds of mukti: Sarupya, Salokya,
That is according to Vishishtadvaita.
and Kevalya.
That is according to Vishishtadvaita.
So what are these muktis and why Kevalya is based? Mukti is mukti. So why they
Okay.
are separated in an order?
Then you need to give me your email ID or we need to talk over phone, because this is a totally different philosophical discussion of Vishishtadvaita. Most of those people will not be interested and it goes simply digression. I will cater to that question, but not here. I hope you understand.
Maharaj, my doubt is you are saying God is not a person,
Ah.
but some people, I don't know whether I am right or wrong. Some people say he एक ही पुरुष है.
No, God is not a person, definitely not. But we have different representations of God. One person was told, he is quite a famous speaker and a monk, not from the Ramakrishna order. He was told, you Hindus are foolish people, you worship what? Stones. You worship rats. You worship buffalo. You worship all this kind of stuff. Elephant. Then he said, no, we do not worship mouse. Because if we worship mouse, pest control of India had no job then. Pest control of India, they go on killing mouse in fields. We do not worship stones, then we would not have did so much of construction. No. We try to invoke God, or we try to remember God through mouse and lion and that stone. Are you getting the point? So similarly, person is not God. We try to, because that is something we understand immediately. If I say that God is having no shape, no form, it is impossible to understand. So to give a shape, particularly people like beautiful forms, so a beautiful woman is a God, it is easy to relate.
Actually, many people say there is only one Purusa and other are
Prakriti. That is again a philosophical topic.
One Purusa means he is a person, he is God only.
No. It's a way of telling. Purusha does not mean, there it is explained. Purusha is not a human body or a body. Purusha means Niravayava, means one who does not have any organs, who is Ananta, who has no death, who is limitless. So that has been explained in Sankhya. Purusha does not mean who is limitless. तो वो इसलिए आपको बताया because it is easy to imagine. If you believe it exists, otherwise it doesn't.
I believe, but
No, you believe. And Vishnu only will give you moksha, don't worry. In which janma I don't know, but definitely you will get moksha if you believe. That is not a problem. See, we give different representations to different. You have an idea and you, in science, you represent that idea through a formula. E is equal to mc square means nothing. It just represents something. So will you say that special relativity is E? You will not say. Alphabet E is not special relativity. Are you getting the point? So it is just, if you say that human body is God, it is just like saying that E is special relativity theorem. It is not. That is a way of putting it, that's all. Hope it is clear.
One clarification.
Yes.
Vedavyas is a person or that was a position?
It can be either, because I have not met and you also have not met. See, this Vyasa word, it comes very often in Indian literature. Vyasa basically mean, many things are there. So it comes from the root Vyachikya, which means explaining. It also comes from the root classification. So any person who classifies or explains is a Vyasa. So in North India, even today in Hindi there is a usage, Bhagavat Vyasji. Vyasji baithe hain, means he is a person who is explaining Bhagavata. That Vyasa is not definitely Veda Vyasa. So Vyasa is an epithet. Like we say sir, madam, etc. It's an epithet. It can be used to for any person. So Veda Vyasa is the person who would have classified. Now this itself is a big question, whether one person classified all the 4 Vedas or it took so much of time. So because we don't know and we don't really care, so let us don't bother about it. One Swami, he is there in Berkeley, our center in Berkeley. His name is Aparananda. Recently he was about to die because of colon cancer and he recovered. Now he is very happy. So he is a Swami who is staying in United States for many years now, almost 40 years. but not a bit of American culture has affected him. So his dhoti is like up and he walks like this, and his English is pathetic. So there is one volunteer, Western volunteer, American woman who goes there, and she has been given an Indian name because these people like Indian names. So Swamis also give them Indian names because it is easy to call a person by Indian name than some any other name, Julie or something like that. So Indian name she was given Maya. Even in India nowadays, in metropolitan cities, it is quite common. You have to have different garbage cans for different types of garbage. Particularly in hospitals, it is common. There in every house, and they are bred like that. So here we have garbage, and near that garbage will be there, not inside the can. But there their schooling is nice. So they have for plastic different, glass different, etc. There are 4 garbage cans. So the Swami is all confused. So wherever he gets time, he just puts it. So every time this Maya will tell, Swami, you're putting it in the wrong can. So he says, you see Maya, I simply don't care. So similarly, let us not care who that Vedavyasa was or what. And it's simply out of the question. Let us not care about that. So small story. You see, it is believed Vedas were compiled by Vedavyasa. Compiled by Vedavyasa, and this is one from internet I got. Of course, in the ashrama we have a good artist. I could have told him, but then he would have told, because you have given me this work, I can't do the other work, so simply copy paste. Krishna Dvaipayana Vyasa. Krishna Dvaipayana. This Krishna means what? Black. So those days, people who were black were not called color or black or nigger. Sorry for that language, I'm just quoting it, quote unquote. They were called Krishna. So nice. Means essentially they are black. So Shukla means white. Krishna Dvaipayana. Dvaipayana means Dwapara Yuga, a person who wasn't there. It is believed that Krishna Dvaipayana.
Sorry to interrupt.
No, please.
I have one simple question.
Yeah.
I am not a very spiritual person, and that's why this question.
I don't know how many of us can claim to be spiritual people. So
Question which came to mind.
we are all sailing in the same boat, don't worry.
Especially in our Hindu religions, we have so many scriptures.
Yes,
It's
yes.
almost impossible to understand everything.
Yes, exactly.
I personally believe so the philosophy of life is to keep it simple. People
Yeah.
make it complicated.
Yeah.
We have to keep our life simple.
Simple, yes.
I personally feel if I try and understand whatever is written, because half the time it's contradicting itself.
Yeah.
A lot of things.
Yeah.
It will only complicate my life more. What I personally understand that when God made human beings as such, they gave us free will. And right or wrong is very relative. It is actually relative. What is right, what is wrong. And if God actually exists, then He will be judging me whatever I do with my lifetime. So is it really required for me to go in detailed knowledge and try and understand?
One thing is, yes, very good question, very good
It
question.
confused me.
Yeah, got the point. Point is carried, very good question. And I will tell you as briefly as possible, but I will clear all those things. First thing is, yeah, what you are told is correct. As we told, Vedas are long texts.
Sorry for one more addition.
Yeah.
Is it actually that it is a revelation of God or somebody who is more intelligent has written it down and wants everybody else to follow it? It is not what actually God wants. When somebody has written a code of life, it is God has made us, given us free will. I am supposed to do whatever I want.
No, wait a minute. First thing, there are 2 mistaken notions from what you told. Vedas are not code of life. That is Smriti. Code of life, as far as today is concerned, is criminal procedure code. You follow that code. You follow the law. Vedas are not, they don't talk about how to marry and all that. That is not there. And that is taken. And there is nothing contradictory in the Vedas also. Vedas are very logical. They don't contradict. We try to interpret it that way and contradict. So these 2 things, you please be clear. They are not code of life. Vedas don't talk what you should take, what dress you should wear. These things are not talked about in Vedas.
Like you mentioned that there are some rituals.
Only for those rituals.
Just contradicting that if you do ritual, it makes no sense.
No. Only for that rituals. If you don't want, don't do. Instead of doing Putra Kamishti Yaga, go to a fertility clinic. Don't go to Putra Kamishti Yaga. Simple. Are you getting the point? There is no compulsion. So if you think you want to do the ritual, you just follow the procedure. Otherwise, you don't know. They don't talk about what you should wear. They are not what you call something compulsory, mandatory. No. They are not social codes. And there is nothing.
It will only confuse me as a person if I'm trying to understand. It will only further confuse me.
No, let me finish. You don't need to understand the ritual portion of the Vedas. And even in the knowledge portion, you need to take only any Upanishads. It can be Ishavasya Upanishad, it can be Katha Upanishad, which we will be studying. Any one Upanishad. These books are Katha Upanishad is only this. I think you can read this. For all we know, Harry Potter is longer than this. Okay. So this also with Shankaracharya commentary, if you remove the commentary, it becomes half. So this you can read and understand. I will not insult your intelligence by telling that you cannot understand. This you can understand. And plain English or other language translations are available. You can read and understand. All you need to read is only that. And other Upanishads you can read to increase your knowledge. But for the practical purpose, you don't need. So that is also taken care of. Vedas do say that you don't need to read the entire Vedas. There is in fact lot of... See, this is the only text which will tell you that the text is useless. In the Vedas, there are many statements which says, Naisha tarkena matirapaneya. It says that this text is useless. You can't get anything using the text. The text itself will tell you that. You give me another book where the book says that it is useless. So you need to read only this much. Practical point is covered. This is one thing. Are we clear on this? You don't need to, this is only information I am giving you so that you become little more knowledgeable and there is one halo behind your head. But otherwise it is not necessary. And the other thing which you told, you said that relative, this is something which is very common. And I am also very interested in sociology and do lot of confusion in that field also. So social theorists or sociologists or social scientists nowadays are talking about secularism. Secularism not like secularism of India, not that secularism. A society where religion is not necessary. Secularization. It has been talked about since Karl Marx. It's a long thing, old thing. And recent Sacred Canopy, Peter Berger, so many things are there. So you don't need, in fact recently I saw one book, The Good Book, by a philosopher who's a very good philosopher. His name is A.C. Grayling. What is this good book? They have taken things from the Bible and removed all the God aspect. Miracle, God, everything they have removed. Only the proverbs, only the good things they have kept, only the ethics. Very good. Only small problem there is, when you say that ethics are relative, fine, no problem. But then there are certain universal ethics you should follow. Otherwise what will happen? You will give encouragement to Hitler. He also had an ethic. You will give encouragement to Prabhakaran. He also had a moral system. Are you getting the point? For him, he has free will and he thinks that is correct. Aryans should rule the world. Hitler was very vehement and Hitler was a powerful personality and he had a very great disciplined life. Have you seen the video of Hitler? How powerful. It is very difficult to talk to a person. He will simply brainwash you in few seconds. So that is the danger we have. So there are certain universal truths. Yes, there are certain universal ethics you have to follow. For example, if there is a classroom, you have to come on time. You cannot say that my punctuality sense and professor's punctuality sense are relative. ये नहीं चलेगा.
Are you talking about the social orders?
No, individual. I'm not talking about social order. I'm talking about the individual. I'm talking about the individual. I'm not talking about the social order. Individually, you need to have a universal ethics, and that is a big thought which is now coming now, because you see the cultures are bridging. We have multicultural environments, and suddenly now we realize that yes, there should be some common denominators of ethics. And that Swami Vivekananda gave when he said anything which is selfish is immoral and anything which is unselfish is moral. This is the litmus test. So now it is open to you, and Swami Vivekananda again says that if you do unselfish action, you don't need to follow a religion. You don't need to believe in God. By doing unselfish work, you can realize the ultimate. The same thing which a person who is following a religion can do. He calls it karma yoga. But then again he says that I will go on all fours, means I will crawl to all the corners of the world to find a person who can do completely unselfish work. You may not want money, but you want that big nameplate or a photograph in the Times of India. Nowadays, Times of India, there is no front page, it's only an advertisement. Is it clear? And it may be discouraging, particularly my boring talk, but if you want, you can study it there are so small texts. You can study only this much. Katha Upanishad you can try. It's like a story. You will get the crux. And the next thing what you have to do, and that is the difficult thing, is what? Practice. It will say, Satyam Vada. Now try practicing it. Truth.
That is impossible. Actually,
No, it is not impossible. What? It is very possible, and as far as truthfulness is concerned, I cannot give guarantee for other things. I am sitting in front of you. Even before becoming a monk, I was practicing that. So please don't tell me that is not possible.
so again, now it contradicts. Like, for example, it's written in the religious scriptures, एक झूठ अगर किसी का भला करता है, it's better than 100 truths.
We quote this more often.
How do we
No, we quote. You please tell me how many people have made money by telling lies.
if to help
No.
on a very pure conscience.
Most of the times, let us be sincere. Another thing we need is sincerity.
I'm trying to be practical, sir.
Now that's what, sincere. How many times have you told lies for helping another person? Tell me, in your life.
Again, that is impossible, right? But if is a particular scenario,
These are all excuses we give. And how many people have gone to the top by telling lies? No, it doesn't happen. Even a mafia cannot do that. If you say that आपने किसी की सुपारी ली है, you have to kill that person. If you not, return the money. Is it not? No, am I wrong? Even criminals are more truthful. It is not possible to do that. You have a business transaction, you have to keep the time, you have to keep the date, you have to keep the quality. Otherwise you are out of business. Truthfulness is there. People who go to the top in corporate life also, everywhere, are truthful. Please check that. Do a reality check. It is true. Most of the people who do not, they take the excuse of impracticalness of impracticality of truthfulness, and they stay where they are. It doesn't happen like that. Punctuality. All these great people are punctual. When they say 5:30, 5:30. Even for a phone interview, it is 5:30. Yes.
So what is truth?
We will see that. Again, this is truth. Anyway, there is a simple definition. I will tell you the simple definition which was given by Shankaracharya. Whatever you have seen, heard and understood, following that is truth.
but again, it's relative subjectives on my.
Arey Baba, okay, let it be subjective. Why are you bothering so much about subjectivity? Let it be subjective. It is subjective. But you are following the truth. Even experiments what you do are subjective. It is subjective to your observation. Is it not? So
suppose I see something and the other person sees something. He can see a thing differently.
okay, you just follow what you are seeing. Why are you bothering your head about the other person? See, truth is very simple. You do according to what you have heard, what you have seen and what you have understood. That's all. Somebody is telling, oh, what a great, you have failed in the examination, and somebody is telling, oh, what a great intelligent student you are. So you know that he is making fun of you. Is it not? You are hearing something, but you know the inference. You know that that person is making fun of you.
So, wait. I am taking in some other sense. Suppose I have seen an object and I see the object as a cube. And the other person, he has the brain has some other coding or something. He sees the cube as a circle. So I see the truth as a cube. Suppose it is not a cube, it is something x. I see the x as a cube, and the other person sees the x as a fair.
Hmm.
So what is actually the truth? The truth is what.
Why do you bother about what is the actual truth? Suppose you are coming into this room and there are no tube lights. I will give you another example. Counter question. There are no tube lights. Okay, there is no light. And you are in the dark. You will immediately stumble in the first table. Is it not? There is another person who is sitting here for some time and he has accustomed his vision already to darkness. And he is seeing that you are coming and stumbling. So how does it make the difference? As far as you are concerned, it is dark. As far as you are concerned, it is dark. As far as you are concerned, that object is a cube.
From this, you can't say that it depends on frame of reference. It depends on me.
See, we are talking about your individual person, right? We are talking about the behavior of you. Is it not? We are talking about how you will behave. We are talking about your life. We are not bothered about the life of the whole universe. We are bothered about your life or I am bothered about my own life. So how will I behave?
Suppose I kill a person and I see it as a truth. I see it as a right thing.
Okay, for that moment that is the truth. For that moment that is the truth. Please don't kill me, but that is the truth.
Sir, I am taking it as an example. Suppose
Yeah.
for me, I take it as
Arey Baba, it is the truth at that time. It is not very simple. Why do you make it very complicated? The thing which you, and it happens all the time. You mistake a person, you say that person is insulting me. Actually that person was doing it for your own benefit. Does it not happen? But we consider that as truth because that is the truth you know. Later on that may change. That is okay. But whenever you know something as truth, follow that strictly. That we don't do. So we need to follow it very strictly. I know this as truth, that this person is a total boring person, destroyed my evening, so don't come to the class. So that is the truth. But if you don't follow the truth, then it will be problematic. Is it clear? Or not convinced?
Actually, truthfulness
I feel some killing someone is truth, so I should stick to this.
Yeah, if you feel like that, please. But I will tell professor that to enhance security around you. That is my that is my truth. No.
Actually, this whole confusion of truthfulness might be that what eventually boils down is how much one is honest to his own self. I mean, it should be a kind of an internal honesty.
Yeah, exactly. It's nothing. I will give you two examples. You see, I will give you two examples that will be very clear. If you are sincere to yourself, it is truth. There was Swami Ranganathananda. How many of you are aware of this name? Ranganathananda. Please raise your hand, that's all. Oh, Baba, many youngsters are also aware of it. He was the 13th president of Ramakrishna order, but that is not his greatness. When he passed away, both the houses of parliament paid homage to him. And that is also not his greatness. In fact, most of the bureaucrats who are now running this country were his students. And that also is not his greatness. The greatness was written, very correctly conveyed by the name of a book which was written on his life, A Man Without Frontiers. He had no limits in terms of language, region, nothing. He was a person for the entire world. That was his greatness. So, this Swami Ranganathananda ji, he was the disciple of Swami Shivananda, who was the disciple of Sri Ramakrishna, and he was invited by Swami Akhandananda, again who was a disciple of Sri Ramakrishna. So just imagine, try to put yourself in that place. You are invited to the ashrama, Sargachi, created by the disciple, direct monastic disciple of Sri Ramakrishna. And you go there. And he is nicely taken care of. It was a poor ashrama, but still for him special cutlery was brought and all that, he was taken care of. And the Swami asked, how did you like my ashrama? So immediately, you see, that's kind of a person, spiritual luminary of that level, asking you this question. So he immediately said, I had good sleep. Usually what people will say, there is a wonderful spiritual atmosphere or it is very peaceful, something, either you will try to make up or something. Swamiji said, I had, what did he say? Because that is what he had. That is what he had. That is truthfulness. Being sincere to yourself. One another example I will give, which happens almost every time with a student or a teacher or an academic. Oh, have you read the book by Peter Berger, Sacred Canopy? This person is hearing the name for the first time and said, yes, I have read. Yeah. Does it not happen? How many times we say, which paper, which website, which experiment? We never ask. If you just follow this, you will understand what I am talking about truthfulness. And it is very much practicable, and it should be practiced. That is why India is in this shape, because we do not practice truthfulness. At an ordinary level, at a day-to-day level, USA or European countries are much ahead in truthfulness. You will ask me how? Have you gone there and stayed? No, I have not. But many Swamis are there in our order who are not Indians. And I have to work on a day-to-day basis with some Swamis like that, and I have this problem. I consider myself practicing truthfulness, and I have this problem. They say that India is hopeless because nobody keeps their word. And they have not been brought in this Vedic tradition or Gita tradition. And we claim ourselves to be great, spiritual people. And in practice we are total zero. Does that clear your question? Some doubt remains. This doubt will go away if you start practicing truthfulness. Try. Then this doubt ultimately will go away. So, I don't know whether we have, okay, we'll try this story part.
Swamiji, isn't there a clause which actually, can say that, okay, sometimes it's okay not to be truthful?
Are you looking for that clause?
Clause or something in the way.
Are you looking for that clause?
Not really, but is it there?
No, if you are just the very question, you are not even ready for practicing truthfulness.
Not like that.
I understand. I exactly understand what you say.
The reason why I asked is because most of the Semitic religions have a doctrine of truthfulness. Thou shalt not lie. And
We also have very
doctrine or
Satyam Vada. Only if it is put in English, it becomes a doctrine. In Sanskrit, no doctrine. Satyam Vada. Dharmam Chara.
But when you said that you don't have to follow everything in the Veda. So again, that.
Okay, you choose what you will follow.
I'm not really that. Is there any.
I told you, the very question proves that you are not even ready for truthfulness. You are trying to find, is there any way, professor, that I can miss your class yet appear for the examination? That means you don't want to attend the class. Pure and simple.
Basically, I want to see if there is some difference in the religion.
There is no difference. As far as this is concerned, as far as truthfulness is concerned, no difference. And if any text tells all that text, Satyam Vada, Priyam Vada, they are all simply proverbs. They are not Vedic texts. Ma Vada Satyam Apriyam, and this is quoted so much. But the next line is not quoted, which says that never tell an untruth even if it is pleasant. That line is not quoted. So you know, devil quotes the scripture. You quote only what you want.
Actually, all the scriptures we use to our convenience.
But
That is not happening.
having said that, it is not a scripture. This portion, Satyam Vada, Priyam Vada, Ma Vada Satyam Apriyam. Priyam api Nandritam Vada, Esha Dharma Sadachana, Esha Dharma Sanatana. Even if it is unpleasant, never ever speak untruth, Andritam Vada. That line we never quote. So, and moreover, this is not necessary. You see, when you talk, how many times do you really think my language, is it going to hurt that person? Or you are going on constantly hurting many people without knowing it. There you don't talk so much. You are so much afraid of truthfulness, mortally afraid that you want to. So that is what it proves. At the end of 10 years, you see that you are jahan se shuru kiye the wahin pe.
Regarding this, I have a very interesting story you might know. That when Ramanujacharya went to Periyanambi and he revealed the Om Namo Narayana mantra to him, he specifically asked that you should not reveal it to anyone who is not ready for it or such thing. And Ramanujacharya agreed, and immediately within 5 minutes went to the top of the temple and shouted it out.
No, you're mistaking the whole thing. You're mistaking the whole thing. He was told that you should not reveal it to a person who is not fit for that. Then immediately asked, sir, if I do that, what will happen? Then he will say, those people who will hear, they will get moksha immediately. But you will go to Naraka. I know the story.
You shouldn't tell.
No, you are twisting the story. He asks, he clarifies there. He asks, sir, if I tell, So thankfully I know this story, so you cannot fool me. So you see, then he asks, and then he says that yes, they will get moksha, but you will go to Naraka. Okay. And then he goes and tells, he is ready to go to Naraka. That shows the tremendous Catholicity and tremendous heart of Ramanuja, which was praised by Swami Vivekananda. He says, see the heart of the person. He was ready to go to hell for the common person. That does not mean untruthfulness. He was ready to go to, and that is why his guru goes and does Shashtanga Pranam. He says, you, even knowing that you will go to hell, you still gave. You are actually my guru, I am not your guru. All those drama you deleted, you see. So this is not correct, this does not fit here. This is not the correct example. Okay, please. You see, he knew the right people at the right places. He had some proper contacts. And don't bother about Shankaracharya. And don't bother about Shankaracharya. These are all divine personalities. Neither you will get such knowledge nor I will get. So please forget about them. Let us not think of supernatural things. Arey Baba. Acha, if you want a practical example, I will tell you. What do you talk about, what do you say about child prodigies? Child prodigies. Child prodigy. At the age of 3, they play tabla, play violin. Can you explain that? So I can also not explain Shankaracharya. Please leave it there. It is not useful to us. You be very practical in spirituality. Only thing which you can verify and practice in your life, follow that. Shankaracharya in 16 years he did. You are also not Shankaracharya, you will also not do, I will also not do. Forget it. Not convinced. There are instances where you see Zakir Husain's, even Zakir Hussain, at the age of 1 or something, he started playing tabla. So, I have seen many child prodigies singing. There was a small girl, even now she is there, but not that small. 4 years, she came to Chennai Ramakrishna Mutt and started singing. She knew 400 ragas. So, it's all happening. Shankaracharya may be at a different level, but it is possible they may divine or something. But my thing is, how is it Swami Vivekananda went to Chicago, gave a lecture and all that. If I talk, all people sleep. So why do I compare with Swami Vivekananda? No? See, it is beside the point. Please come to reality. How is you wasting your time by this discussion? You are not understanding. Unverifiable truths. Whether will you be able to see? Once you sleep, you don't know what happens. If you get into deep sleep, if somebody comes and kicks you, you will not understand. So let us not go for unverifiable truths. Let us just think about truths which we can verify. Okay, now today no story. Yeah.
Just one minute. I mean,
it is time.
Questions can continue, but all of you get very late. So please
forgive me, and we can have. I had an interesting story, but somehow that story has to be history. So anyway, এটাকে বন্ধ করে দিই. Thank you.